as the sun sets on yet another season of Arc Racing. We've got one more round here in the Arc Ferrari Challenge. Now that I'm finally not sick and not oversleeping the race, we have the season finale at the Dubai Autodrome. I need to get my stuff on the screen. There we go. We have a bit of a small field, as what usually will happen in a racing league where there's no requirement to show up when the season comes to an end. Especially so when these cars aren't the best to drive. But we do have a very important season finale here. As it is a championship deciding race between these three drivers. Now, to pull up the details in a moment. So the thing that was mentioned earlier in the chat with one of the drivers said the way they figured it out is like this. Between AJ and Donald, it's whoever is in front will win. Alternatively, if AJ finishes third, Donald finishes second, Liam wins with fastest lap, and Liam wins the championship on a tiebreaker. If Liam did not get fastest lap, Donald would win 160, like by 1 point. It is 144 points to AJ Kinnickle in the points lead. 141 points for Donald Stern, and 135 points for Liam O'Neill, third in points. The only major possible spanner in the works that I can see into this championship battle might be our new Swedish driver, Naffelhonk, whose real name I never heard. I don't know if it was ever even shared in the first place. But, I mean, I am here, says his rear bumper, and I'm pretty sure he is one of the faster drivers in this car. At least when I saw the results from the last round that I had slept through by accident when I took a nap. It went from a 2-hour nap to a 5-hour nap. He finished like second or third. So I have to assume he's, not sluggish. As I have no right idea who's going to be the first to finish the lap. It looks like it's going to be Liam O'Neill, but I'm not exactly sure. Just spit it away. Long laps at this course. I'm using the full GP circuit, so a lap is going to run you at least 2 minutes. I mean, you only really get like 3-4 chances to run a lap here. That's if you exit the pits immediately. You'll see the first lap of the session be, okay, not exactly 2 minutes, but close. 1:57.8. Next to follow is Zachary DeWittowicz with a 59.181. And then we have Kyler Boggs on a 2:03.8. And then probably a couple mistakes made there. Donald Stern with a 1:59 flat. Awful Honk also in the 2:03s. AJ runs a 2-minute flat. Need a little bit more pace from that from the points leader if he is to secure the championship. And that leaves Connor Hannock as the singular driver who has not finished his lap. That wasn't pretty. And the final of the first set of laps is a 2:01.9. So they have quite a bit of field spread, despite there only being 7 cars. I don't really know if I like that, per se. This is going to be probably a very difficult race to commentate, because I can't imagine there's going to be a ton going on at all times. Unless our 3 championship leaders really get into it. But I'm not holding my breath. Liam has currently not improved his lap time any. He's got a few more corners to change that, but right now it's just barely in the reds. And Liam will not improve his lap time. Clearly he struck gold on his first attempt. Darnold's stern challenge. Not with that braking point, I don't think. Just about keeps it on the road, but that's going to lose some time. He will also not improve. Dawidowicz with a shocking 59.1. Oh, that's a not lap. Never mind. No point in looking at AJ right now. He's just on a not lap. Kyler saddles the curb and just about twitches out. He did improve to a 2:01.8 at the end of his previous lap, so I think I was right in believing that he made mistakes on his first run. This leaves only the Swedish man of Naffelhonk to hopefully get into a little more competitive state. I also notice he is running with no assists on. And in this car, that's a pretty bold, makes quite a statement, to say the least. As around comes AJ to begin his final lap of the session. He needs to improve 3 seconds if he's going to take a pole. But then again, he doesn't necessarily have to, you know. Points are scored on race day, not in qualifying, for one thing, and for the other thing, well, you can definitely finish ahead of where you qualified. And he doesn't have to finish first either. He only has to finish ahead of Donald, and not below 4th. Bit off, too much curb on the entrance to this little loop section. Everybody else is also running their final laps, or about to begin them, with the exception of Connor Hannick, who is already in the pit lane. That's a lot of extra tarmac there. This car's brakes are so terrible that the normal braking points you'd use for GT3 and GTE cars aren't even close to valuable. Not valuable. Valuable. Oh my god, English. Excuse me, there's a Rikerism for you. That's apparently a term we're using now. Andrew told me he had time to practice ahead of the race, so here's to the hope, and for his sake, that maybe he just gets more accustomed to the course as the race continues. We'll be getting like 15 laps in, so there'll be time to calibrate your GPS. That was still a huge improvement, despite the fact that he missed half the corners. 58.5, Donald is not on the track, and nor is Liam, but I don't really think they have to be. The last two drivers that we're waiting on are Dawidowicz and Naffelhonk to complete their laps, and then the session will be over. I think they'll complete them in time. Zachary is a bit of an outside threat in this race, especially if this lap is an improvement. Whoa. That was a little bit scary. Yeah, they'll complete him easily. Which did in fact jump Donald Stern. And so there's your grid order. And so as we run down the starting grid, we have Liam O'Neill, AJ Knickel, Zachary Woodwich, Donald Stern, Kyler Boggs, Connor Hannock, black screen, and the Swedish Naffel Honk, whose real name was never disclosed. And you have the three lights, and we are green for the ARC Ferrari Championship finale. Bit of a laggy start, but a very good start for Donald Stern. We got back ahead of Zachary due to the fact that I think he just kind of missed it completely. I saw Kyler Boggs on the outside there trying to do something fancy. Couldn't stick anything though. And there's your three championship fighters, now in the top three after that start. Well, let's keep the camera off of you. Thus begins the Slipstream Fest. 2 dares to break the latest, and still hope to God that they make the corner. Whoa, Liam is definitely not that person. He broke conservatively, and Donald just about ran him over. But we've all survived, most importantly. Ninja has pulled ahead after Liam's shaky start. Couldn't exactly tell what all went wrong with it, considering the fact that his car was teleporting for the first like 6 seconds of the race. But it wasn't good, whatever it was. And no one's gonna make this corner, really. Connor Hannock is a ways behind. I'm not sure if he got into it with somebody or what's happened back there, but he's about 5 seconds off of the next vehicle in front of him. And now Donald Stern is the leader. We've had 3 different leaders on the first lap alone. Liam, why are you... Oh, you're just flashing headlights. I was like, why are you tapping the brakes? That's not good. Well, a bit of a nudge from O'Neill into Stern's rear bumper as AJ will take the lead away again. I can't quite do the no HUD thing that I do on F1, so we'll just kind of have to pretend. I can take the speedometer away, but that's about the most I can really do. Stern and O'Neill are too wide through the, I guess that'd pretty much be a carousel by all accounts. Incoming Slipstream Fest. And we all know that Liam definitely loses the battle of the braking zones here into this hairpin. It may prove useful later, but for right now, it's not really helpful when you brake that conservatively. Though from what I have heard, considering the temperature on the track is probably in the triple digits, driving smoothly and preserving tires is very important in this race. As I saw, Donald Stern had a bit of a look on his current race leader, AJ Knickel, but he had no chance to make an effort for that. There was no space, as Liam just attacks one of the braking markers. Oh, contact! Donald took a very deep line that would have been great if AJ weren't there. Unfortunately, a little too fast for Donald's own good. He's now going to send it into the final corner, as AJ, I think, has gone a little bit wide. And he's gone very much wide. Actually, never mind, that was Donald keeping it shallow. I was like, AJ's not on screen, he must be off the track somewhere. No, that's physically not possible. And O'Neill's going to make a play for the lead. And he's going to get it pretty easily. Meanwhile, behind them, DeWittowicz and Navahonk are pretty close, but not really an immediately important thing at the moment. This is really where we will be keeping the focus for the majority of the race for as long as they are bumper to bumper like this. Carousel once again. It appears Donald Stern didn't really have the best go of it there. AJ and O'Neill are very tentative, that's the word. O'Neill trying to break the slipstream. AJ braking very aggressively and almost running Liam over. Gives Stern a golden opportunity, but he can't do anything with it. Meanwhile, the back four have totally lost the plot with the lead group. This is basically just a standoff at sunset to see who will finally take the championship. Right now, it is AJ, because if Liam wins the race, he still needs AJ to not finish second. Well, racing lines like that are definitely one way to not finish second. Luckily, Donald wasn't there to penalize him for it. Try not to hit those braking markers. Those ones are a little more important than the other ones that Liam broke earlier. You're starting to get a little bit more spread out now at the front. Pretty even distance between each of the three lead cars. Still early though, it's very possible Liam makes an error. Or AJ finds some kind of pace. He's obviously clearly found some more because of the fact that he's remaining near Liam. Despite having little to no time to practice for this event. I think AJ is certainly finding some speed right now. He's gotten very close to Liam on this lap. He may have a shot into the hairpin if he's gotten a really good exit out of this carousel. It would appear he has. It's too far back to get that angle well, so we'll just go into remain on AJ's camera. Nothing really doing there. We got a bit of Donald invading our screen, but AJ made no attempt. Obviously, he got time. He got 11 laps more. 11 more laps, English. I thought Liam was going to miss the turn, but he did not. Pressures allowed Donald to get back in close to these two again. So I guess we'll continue the battle until, probably until sundown. Or, you know, until the end of the race. Oh, AJ smashes the inside brake, or not even braking. I don't even know what that's there for, to be honest. Anyway, it's not there anymore, whatever it is. So it doesn't matter. The back four are very spread out, so it's not even worth putting the camera over there. AJ has made an error exiting the carousel. Can Donald take an opportunity to make the pass? Probably not, because he's not even close to him. Jay has horribly missed the hairpin, but Donald still is not in a position to capitalize. Noticing it is very hard to punish anybody who misses that hairpin just because of the way that the hairpin looks and is shaped. Meanwhile, the Widow Witch has closed up to the rear wing of Kyler Boggs, so we might have some hope of a battle here. Also, apparently, somebody back here made a big mistake, and now there's also a battle for 6th, kind of. Keep an eye on these gaps up here. Right now, they're not super close to each other, but these two definitely are. Now, Boggs paid for the whole racetrack. He's going to use the whole racetrack, as one of the breaker markers is also shattered. Why am I not really that surprised? Boggs is going to move Zachary to the pit wall just about. Conservative braking from Widow Witch means Kyler will get back out ahead just a little bit for the moment. Maybe he's trying to give him a false sense of security here, and then he'll just suddenly exist. Donald, based on the gaps up there, seems to have made an error, as he has fallen about a second or so away from AJ. It's hard to be certain, considering every corner kind of shuffles that around in a very bizarre way, and then it just goes back to where it started every time they all get out of that turn. Whenever Liam gets a slow corner, AJ will catch up a little bit, and you're like, oh, they're gonna get close, and then they just don't. There's an error from the Widow Witch, which will probably end this battle for the immediate time being. Donald is just about a second out from AJ. AJ considerably less than that away from Liam. And ironically, it seems like having broken one of the boards has made this group break more accurately for the final corner than they were before. Apparently, I totally missed Boggs getting overtaken by the Widow Witch, and here I thought Zachary made the error. No, Kyra managed to make one that was just as bad and give Zachary the place for free. Zach's got a ways to go though, and I don't think he'll be surmounting this gap without a yellow flag. And considering how few cars there are on the track, a yellow flag isn't terribly likely. Donald is going to have to rely on these two battling for a bit if he's going to actually get back into the fight here. It's not far out, I feel, but we're still not quite there yet. AJ is running the best lap of his night so far. He's undoubtedly faster than Liam right now. It's just the ever-present curse of actually having to try and occupy the same bit of space on the course. that's where it becomes a challenge to pass somebody. Both tidy exiting the last corner. Can the slipstream carry AJ into a chance for an overtake? It's looking like that's a no. And the braking zone for this corner is so specific. Oh, I can't type. I can't talk. The braking zone for turn 1 is so specific that it's not really much of an option to dive somebody unless you're already, like, at their door when you hit the corner. Excuse me, I had a massive cough there. I think you guys wanted to hear that on the mic. So we're about to reach the halfway mark of the scheduled race time. I think AJ may have used himself up a little bit and is starting to lose Liam again. But if I'm AJ right now, I'm thinking to myself, I don't even need to pass Liam O'Neill. I just need to keep Donald behind me, and I still have the championship anyway. Obviously, you go for the pass if it's there, but it's not mandatory. Jay has a 9-point advantage over Liam, and Liam only would gain 8 points on him even if he won the race with the fastest lap. And right now, he doesn't even have that. AJ does. So, Liam really actually needs to start fighting AJ and allow Donald to catch back up, because Donald's about 2 seconds off now. He's running competitive lap times. It's just been a kind of damage over time type of thing that has kind of made him lose track of the front 2 cars. But, oh my god, the sudden feeling we're going to be fighting real soon here at the front. AJ's getting a little bit forceful now. He's starting to stick his splitter into unique locations. Sounds weird, but in other words, he's trying to make it seem like he's going to pass. Not the greatest exit from AJ, so I don't think there's a pass on the cards just yet. Slipstream is not really that powerful in this game, not when compared to something like Heat 5 or even Gran Turismo Sport. Oh, but what is strong is if Liam misses the hairpin completely. I believe AJ might try and move into the next left-hander if he gets out of here well. Well, but not quite well enough. It's only a matter of time before AJ tries a move. Oh my, Liam got incredibly slidey there. That was almost a crash. Oh, well, that was ugly. Not really exiting very well either, so Liam is going to get even further back ahead. My throat's not trained right now. I haven't commentated much lately, so my throat's just like, why are you doing this? Stop talking, you fool. It's like, no, this is my job. No, AJ's tires must be on fire right now. Donald is ironically getting closer only because AJ is making mistakes due, I imagine, to very warm tires. That's what happens when you race in the desert, I suppose. Hear Liam's car when they go through corners, but there's just not really much doing at the moment. Just throwing everything in the kitchen sink at it. That was a very aggressive braking point through that corner. Just pray to God the car rotates when you want it to, and oftentimes it just does not. Not this one. It really never looks like you have to let off for turn 2 here, but you do. Or that'd be 3. That's 3. I cannot count. And take my butt back to Sesame Street, apparently. And with a huge exit out of that carousel is going to mean he's going to be not really under any threat here. And we're coming down to, well, there'll be 4 laps to go after this based on the time remaining. So just about runs Liam over, missing his braking point. But Donald apparently made an equally bad mistake as he lost like an additional second to the cars in front. I feel like if the race plays out as it does, and as it is now, and Liam is your winner, but still does not take home the title, I think you sort of have to look back on Imola as the race that probably undid that for Liam. So he really didn't run that well in that race after a lot of bad positioning and bad timing. Wrong place, wrong time type of thing. And truthfully, if he had finished anywhere else in the race, he probably would be walking away with this championship after this race if he won. AJ is starting to reel him back in. He's had a clean lap or two where he's had pretty much no errors, and then as soon as I start talking again, he starts missing apexes. I would tell to shut up, but I unfortunately am not allowed to do that. I'm supposed to be talking, so that's the problem. AJ's even running a faster lap than his current best, at the moment anyway. Donald Stern is looking like he's not even an outside threat at this point. He's almost 5 seconds off of the leader, and they've taken their sweet time attempting to battle. As we come around now to probably 3 laps to go. It might be 4, but I'm not sure. I think it might actually be 4. I think they'll probably finish the 3rd lap with like 6 seconds left on the clock. And because there's a battle for the lead, they will not have the choice to just let off and let the race time run out. They will have to do it. They probably will want to do it, no less. AJ's really, he's catching a big one here. British fish. You've heard of Swedish fish. No, we got a British fish now. O'Neill, once again with a crucially fast exit out of the carousel, is going to save him the trouble once more. At this point, if Donald were to try and claim the lead last second, he would just straight up need these two to crash. Like, into each other and both spin out. That's the only way he wins the race from where he is. Well, he's like I said, he's like just about 5 seconds off the leaders. There are no more remaining braking markers. We've smashed them all. You guys want a cookie? Energy not with the best exit out of the final corner, so Liam is once again going to be safe. Liam is just getting these really clutch corner exits that just keep him out of danger from AJ. If AJ is going to make a pass at any point, it's going to actually have to probably be into more of a high speed corner or something that didn't have such a low speed corner before it. Possibly like this. This is honestly AJ's best opportunity, is this corner here, from what I've seen, because it's the only corner where you can dive it, have no repercussions, but also, because the corner that came before it isn't reliant on exit speed. Because even there, Liam went wide, but he was still able to convert it into a good exit, so, again, no opportunity for AJ to make a pass. It is tantalizingly close for AJ. Oh, there's a big mistake from Liam O'Neill. That's going to be an opportunity there. They're going to go too wide into the last corner. And we're going to come to what is actually 2 laps to go. Because we have an excess of about 10 seconds here. Does Liam have the opportunity to try and strike back as we go into turn 1? He'll try, that's for sure. AJ's forced onto the outside curbs due to understeer, and that will give Liam the lead back. This is all just for pride at this point, because no matter what happens, unless AJ crashes, he still wins the championship. Because Donald's some 5.5 seconds behind this, he's not exactly a threat right now. On this singular occasion, AJ gets a massive exit out of the carousel. So we'll do it again as we head to the hairpin. Show us your true braking zone, AJ. Not late enough. And Liam O'Neill will remain in the lead. And she will send on the outside, but still nothing doing there either. The next corner is going to be an interesting attempt if AJ tries. Oh, AJ's trying alright. He's going to send it all the way on the outside. But these cars just don't have the grip for that. If we were in the GT3 class or something, that would have been a move for AJ, but it's just not. Oh, there's contact. No. Liam just about got dumped. NASCAR style for this win. Yeah, in excess of about 8 seconds on the clock as we reach the line. Donald Stern also driving an additional lap, but the other 4 in the race are not required. Big wide exit from AJ. Liam just got on the gas so much sooner that unless a crucial error happens at the hairpin, I think that's probably confirmed the race win for him right there. Oh, there's the crucial error, and Liam has been turned. And he returns the place because it's no way to win a race or a championship. I figured crucial error on Liam's part, not on AJ's part, but... That would have been quite dramatic, but it's like, there's no reason for AJ to do that. He's won the championship anyway. Doesn't matter what happens, unless, you know, he gets sent to third. Liam's going to park the bus on the apex, and he is going to win the finale at the Dubai Autodrome, but not without AJ winning the championship by 1 point. Possibly 3. I don't remember who got the fastest lap. I can actually check that. And then AJ totals the car. AJ got the fastest lap, so he wins the championship by 3, not 1. Liam, you ain't doing donuts with your assists on, buddy. Meant to inform you. Oh my! Liam has died. And there's your race. There's your ARC Ferrari Challenge season. AJ Kinnickle is your champion, even though Liam O'Neill is your race winner. Donald existed for a brief moment, but he didn't quite have the pace to remain.